It's now season 29 of our Building a Nation Saver with Jamaica. We are obviously in charge of Montego Bay United and now the Jamaica national side. Basically, last season, if you missed it, we basically cheated to fire their manager because he was never going to leave the club. Country? It's a country, isn't it? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This season, we've got quite a few things going on. Outside of the regular stuff that we normally have with Montego Bay United, we also have the North American Gold Cup, which begins in just 13 days. We have some World Cup qualifiers as well for the World Cup, which happens in 2054. And also, for Montego Bay United, we have the Club World Championships as well. It means my schedule, my personal schedule, is going to be very busy because effectively, I'm supposed to be in Spain on the 16th of June. But on the 15th of June, I'm supposed to be in the United States at the Rose Bowl. I'm going to be getting a lot of air miles. Saying that, no I won't, it'll be St Clair Morris, won't it? Because he's basically the one who does all the work. So obviously it is the start of a brand new season. It is the 1st of June. We've got £35 million to spend for our Montego Bay United side. We have got no transfers done so far. I don't even think the transfer window is technically open just yet, is it? So I guess that's all we need to talk about initially. Let's jump forward then to, I don't know, somewhere halfway through the Club World Championships and also the North American Gold Cup, I guess. It is now 28 days later, and we have played a few matches in the Club World Cup and also in the North American Gold Cup. We've come back on this date because this is when the transfer window opens. And as of yet, we have done no business, but I thought we'd return here now because we always return at this time anyway. Taking a look at competitions then for Montego Bay United, we have got through the Club World Championships group stages. We are up against Flamengo, I believe that is who that is, from Brazil in the second round. We actually finished second in our group. We beat Al Ali 11-1 from, that's the Egyptian side, isn't it? Yeah, we beat them 11-1, and we also beat Ajax 3-1. We did obviously lose against Chelsea, a 4-2 defeat there, but we go through to the second round. And as for the Jamaica national side in the North American Gold Cup, we have gone through the group stages, we've actually beaten Puerto Rico, Honduras, and Dominican Republic 7-1, 6-0, and 2-0. We go through to the next round, where we beat Costa Rica 4-0 in the quarterfinal, setting up a semi-final up against Haiti or Canada. Honestly, we want Haiti, don't we? That's the one we're going to be going for there. So let's jump forward then to the end of the transfer window. We'll see the end of the Club World Cup. We'll see the end of the North American Gold Cup as well. So we might actually have some highlights packages in just a second. In the North American Gold Cup, we make it all the way through to the final where we are up against Mexico. Castillo has the ball here for Mexico, plays it all the way back to Cerda, who blasts it past Kevon Johns to make it 1-0. And that was the only goal of the game, meaning that we did lose against Mexico. But, however, I know it doesn't mean anything. Stats-wise, we were probably the better side. We should have scored. Next year, 1.65 to their 0.57. We should have scored. We arguably should have won the North American Gold Cup. And how did we do then in the Club World Championships? In what is a bit of a kit clash up against Chelsea. This is where we play our final match of the tournament. We take the lead after just 12 minutes. Borges with the goal. 24 minutes on the clock, and Chelsea get themselves back into the game. Besser on the ground to Bartlett, plays it through to Williamson. Is he going to go for goal? He does, puts it underneath Cohen. Early on in the second half, actually it might still be in the first half, we retake the lead through Maurice St Clair with an absolutely cracking effort. And then a few minutes later, Chelsea managed to get themselves an equaliser. I say a few minutes later, it's actually the 74th minute. Russell in on goal, blasts it past Cohen. It is now 2-2, which takes us into extra time. Junior with the ball, edge of the area, curls it into the top corner. It's an absolutely ridiculous finish there. So it's now 3-2 to Montego Bay United. Chelsea, however, can they get themselves back into the game? They can. Griffiths with the goal in the 104th minute, making it 3-3. We are still playing and still scoring goals. Gomez back to McGinty, loses out, collects it again. Martinez in the middle. Gomez tries to get some space. Gonzalez is there, and Gonzalez makes it 4-3 to Montego Bay United. And we are not finished. Martinez, cross comes in. Kimar Delissa is there to collect this sort of clearance, finds Gomez, and the Mexican Gomez puts the ball away, and we beat Chelsea to win the Club World Championships. Kind of out of nowhere, right? I say out of nowhere. We beat Flamengo 3-3 and then beat them on penalties. We beat Juve 3-1. We beat Boca 3-0 in the semi-final. And then we beat Chelsea 5-3 after extra time in the final. We also had 2 goals disallowed as well. We arguably should have scored 7, which is kind of ridiculous. So yeah, the season has started off kind of ridiculous, hasn't it? We've got a trophy in the cabinet already for Montego Bay United, a trophy that we have never won, by the way. We've got a silver medal in the North American Gold Cup as well for Jamaica, and we've done a bunch of transfers too. For £2.7 million, Martin Borges has left the club after scoring a couple of goals in the Club World Cup. He has moved over to Al Batin. Basically, he's 28 years of age now, so we're getting a bit of cash for him, 2.7 potentially for that. And Rodrigo has also left the club. He's moved over to the Middle East, signing for Saudi Arabian side at Damak for £1.5 million with a 50% sell-on clause. Joining the club then in no particular order, Billy Ricketts first up for £2.5 million because we are trying to reinvest money into the Jamaican leagues. He has gone from Cavalier, obviously signing for us, definitely one for the future. Similar situation is Lamar Smickle, signed from Arnott Gardens for £2.5 million. We've got a returning face to the club. Mensash Staple, now at 34 years of age, has been signed for a year, maybe 2 years, for £1.3 million. Yes, it's a lot of money, but he's returned to the club. He has cost us money, but obviously we did get 50% of that sale. So has he cost us that much money, really? Another Jamaican to sign from another team in Jamaica is Leighton Suarez. He's also returned to the club. He's come in for £2.5 million. We did, I think, get some of that money back due to a sell-on clause, but he's actually getting pretty good, so I thought, you know what, let's bring him back. He's coming as an emergency backup. I feel like he's going to get a few more games than that. We're still not done. Edson Liu has signed from Treasure Beach for, once again, £2.5 million. Certainly one for the future, because he's not very good right now. And now some players that will hopefully improve our squad maybe in a few years' time. Jean-Claude Cherastal is a 19-year-old American goalkeeper signed from Austin FC, or maybe Inter Miami, not quite sure, on a free transfer. He is certainly one for the future. He's going to hopefully go on loan to multiple teams in Jamaica over the next 5 years, get himself a lovely passport, and then he should be good enough to play for us. We have also signed Raul Gazolbez, might be his name, from Valencia, 22-year-old Spanish defence midfielder. He's only cost £325,000. Think there's potential there. He's just not getting game time, so bring him to us to hopefully get him some game time. Might see him improve. He's only 22 as well. He's never going to get in the Spain squad. The goal here is by the time he's 27, he's got Jamaica caps. And finally, for £5 million, it's not a record transfer because I think Carlington Armstrong still holds that one, is Rodrigo Lopez, the 18-year-old Argentine central defender signed from River. He's good, certainly one for the future, but also certainly one for now. He's probably not good enough to play now when you actually compare him. So Delissa, McGinty and Staple all technically ahead of him, but I feel like Lopez is easily going to work his way into the starting 11, probably before the end of the season. So that's been our transfer window. Quite a lot of business has taken place. There's also, if we have a look here, we've got a few other players. So Riley and Farley have moved to Mount Pleasant FC and Arnott Gardens on free transfers. Hutchinson to Tivoli on loan. Aspinall, Grant, Crawford and Lazarus all going on various loan deals as well. So we've had quite an expensive summer, but we have invested, what's that, 2.5, 5, 7.5 million, £10 million into Jamaican football. And if you'll notice, they're all different teams. I intentionally bought players from different teams. I didn't go, well, Arnott Garden have got 3 really good players, so I'll give you £7.5 million. I've spread the money out. And we've still got £50 million to spend and £70 million in the bank. So all is good. The reason why we've got that amount of money is a certain Bogdan Mladenovic has moved on from Man United with his 50% sell-on clause to Bayern. We are getting potentially £46.5 million from this transfer. We've got 35 so far, potentially going even higher. For £1.5 million, this was the best money we've ever spent. Anyway, we're kind of back to regular business now, aren't we? So Jamaican Premier League has yet to begin. The Caribbean Cup has started, which we have won one of our matches, which is up against Pantoja, beating them 4-0. The JFF Cup is a competition that we don't really care about. And as for the Jamaican national side, we do have the North American Nations League, which will begin at some point next year, apparently, so we don't care too much about that. And this one, where I think we're probably going to play a few matches, we should be getting out of this. The next stage of the qualifiers is where it gets really interesting, because that's where you can actually qualify for a World Cup. Last thing to do then, confirming the players that are locked into the starting 11. It's only Big Bad Barrington Cohen. No one else is getting locked in. Cohen arguably probably shouldn't be our number one goalkeeper. He might be our number one goalkeeper. Maybe Mason, could be Andre Luiz. We've got lots of 2-star keepers, basically, is what I'm trying to say there. Right then, let's jump forward to the start of January. The transfer window will be open. We will have won the Caribbean Cup, and, you know, the usual business would have taken place. So we'll just jump straight into it then. So the Caribbean Cup, we did win against Mount Pleasant FC, 9-0 on aggregate, 7-0 in the second leg. Montego Bay United are top of the Jamaican Premier League as a 10-1 and a 10-0 there, of 12 wins out of 12. And we'll be entering the North American Champions League in a few days, up against Austin FC or Halifax Wanderers FC from Canada. So it's Austin FC, isn't it? As for the Jamaican and national side, we have actually played all of our qualifiers for the North American World Cup qualifiers. That's what it is, sorry. We have beaten everyone bar Mexico once. So we've actually beaten Antigua and Barbuda twice. We've beaten Costa Rica 10-0 and 7-2 and Mexico 2-1, which means we go through to the 4th round, I believe. The 3rd round. We've qualified for the World Cup. Have we qualified for the World Cup? Or are we going into the 3rd round? I think we've qualified for the World Cup, you know? How stupid am I? Have we actually qualified? I didn't even really... We have. We've qualified for the World Cup. Okay, so that's interesting. So start of next season, let's say, we'll also have a Jamaican World Cup to worry about. Obviously, the transfer window has opened for our Montego Bay United side. No business has happened as of yet. We've got 50 million to spend. We're not going to spend 50 million pounds. One season, we'll spend our entire budget on one player. But right now, don't think that's going to happen. In what was a very quiet January, we have sold one player. Andre Luiz, the Belgian goalkeeper, has gone on a permanent deal to Toronto FC. We brought him in about 3 seasons ago. Never really played for us. Actually went out on loan to New York, so he wasn't even getting himself a Jamaican passport. We've just sold him. There is a 50% sell-on clause, so if he goes for money, we'll get some of it. And joining the club for a very small fee, I think £17,000, is Nicola Guadagno? Not quite sure. It's Italian. I'm not Italian, clearly. He signed from Ostemare. Again, I'm not Italian, so I don't know whether that's right. Young goalkeeper. Young defender. I've just butchered all of this, haven't I? Young defender. We'll keep it in. He might be one for the future. I don't know. Like, there's potential there, but some of his mental numbers aren't necessarily in the right places. So we'll have to see how Guadango goes. Also not his name, is it? We've loaned out a few more people as well, which doesn't really matter too much. I guess this one's kind of interesting. Brought him in a couple of years ago, or maybe last season. Hopefully he's going to get some game time playing for Portmore United, which will be nice to see. As for other things that are going on, we are still top of the table, obviously. 16 wins out of 16 now, and we're into the JFF Cup semi-final. And I don't believe we've actually got any matches. No, we've got no matches now for the Jamaica side for a very, very long time. So we kind of don't really need to worry too much about them anymore, do we? The regular season has finished, and we've drawn twice. Mount Pleasant FC and Harbourview are the lucky teams to pick up some points, who actually finished in 2nd and 3rd place. We are through to the North American Champions League semi-final, where we will beat America, because we always do, and the JFF Cup final up against Cavalier, who we will also beat, because we always do that as well. We have had our youth intake come through, and it's not particularly that exciting. We've got a couple of players who I think might be good. Jermaine Fullerton is one of them. He's only 15, defensive midfielder. Could be all right. 3.5-star potential there. And Carlington Cohen, who is an attacking midfielder, I think looks a little bit better than the other guy. Is he a relation of Barrington? He's not a relation of Barrington Cohen, our goalkeeper. And because we are, 30 years into the future now, I do keep checking to see whether we're getting a new gen son of my own come through. It's not going to happen. I feel like at this point, I'm like 70, by the way. So if I did have one, I would have had it when I was 50, which is arguably not a good idea, is it? We have also had our World Cup draw take place for Jamaica. So this will be obviously happening at the start of next season, but we know who we're going to be in a group with. It is Germany, Spain and Syria. So we're probably finishing 3rd in that group, let's be honest. But if we can pick up a win against a Spain or a Germany, we should get out of that group. That's all we need to do, is beat one of those two big boys once, and we should get out of that group. Not massively confident, though, that we're going to do well. Having a look at the past winners, Wales came runner-up last year, or last time around. The World Cup's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Nigeria were runners-up in 2026. I kind of like that. One thing I didn't mention, actually, so Guadagno, who we obviously signed, I have locked him in. He's not registered for the Jamaican Premier League, but he is locked in to play sort of North American Champions League games and things like that. So he's getting some football, and Barrington Cohen is the only other player locked in. We now just have one more thing to do, which is jump to the end of the season. And what an end of the season it was. As you'd expect, we have won the Jamaican Premier League again. This is the 3rd time in a row, this time beating Mount Pleasant 4-0 in the final. We've also won the JFF Cup, beating Cavalier 4-0 in the final. And did we win the North American Champions League, beating Monterrey 4-0 in the final? Well, you are going to see. Armstrong has the ball for us on the right-hand side, plays it in the middle to Johnny Palmer, makes it 1-0 after just 5 minutes. 22 minutes are now on the clock. Johnson back to Goldsack. Can he do anything with it? Lovely little spin. Plays it across to McClare on the ground. Long range effort from Courtney McClare into the bottom corner, making it 2-0. Then we move into the second half, 76 minutes now. Aguiar on the ground finds Wolf on that right-hand side. He's got 2, maybe 3 in the box. Gonzalez is one of them. It is now 3-0. And will it be 4-0? You know it was going to be 4-0, wasn't it? Johnson with the cross, 92nd minute. Armstrong's at the back post, falls to Kim Ardalissa, making it 4-0. And we've won every trophy 4-0 in the final, apart from the Caribbean Cup, which was like 9-0. So as you'd expect, for our Mount Pleasant side, we have won basically everything, haven't we? We'll have a very quick look at the players. There's a lot of players who have done well. Diego Gonzalez has got a lot of goals for us. He's got 32 non-competitive goals for the reserves as well, so 12 in the league, or not in the league, in all competitions. 23 assists and 13 goals for Jesus Hernandez. That's a lot of goals. Courtney McClare, 14 goals, just the 7 assists. He's very good at football. I like Courtney McClare. We've also got Carlington Armstrong, 21 and 21. Goals and assists galore. Martinez, 26 and 21. Some of those would have been from left-back as well. Eddie Gomez, 28 and 14. The 27-year-old Mexican international, loads and loads of goals there. Johnny Palmer, 34 and 10, which is a lot of goals. He's only 21. He's really good. And then Aguiar, 36 and 21. Poor season, to be fair, after last year. But Aguiar scoring loads and loads of goals. He's wanted, though. I feel like his time is kind of running out. It's only a matter of time before we get like a big English side or like a Spanish side or someone like that come in for Aguiar. And we have to say goodbye. But he has been here long enough now. He is Jamaican. He has got Brazil caps, though. That's annoying. Speaking of players who are now Jamaican, we've also got, I think Trezor Katenge is Jamaican. He's not. He's got a year to go. So we need to keep an eye on Katenge. I think everyone else who you'd expect to be Jamaican has had caps. I mean, we could get Dumbaya. Does he want to join? He accepted. Okay, fair enough. Not that we were ever going to play him. Right, that's going to do it for Season 29. Season 30 is going to begin with a World Cup for Jamaica.